This is a story about divorced lawyer in Los Angeles, is known for his compulsive lying, which has helped him become a successful attorney. This leads to hilarious and often embarrassing encounters as he navigates his personal and professional life. Despite his initial frustration, he begins to realize the impact of his dishonesty and the importance of honesty in his relationships. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more like this content. Spoilers ahead. The film begins in a classroom, where several pupils, including Max Reed, talk about their parents' professions. Max reveals that his father is a lawyer but calls him a liar, confusing the teacher. In the meantime, Fletcher Reed successfully wins a case in court and is held up after his session. He is running late to meet up and pick up Max. Max's father is a divorced father and lawyer in Los Angeles. It is his day with Max. While Max waits for his father, he is with his mother, Audrey. She divorced Fletcher because he prioritized his career over everything else, breaking promises to her and Max and then lying about the circumstances. Soon after, Fletcher arrives and lies that he ran out of gas. Although Audrey doesn't believe him because of his lying habit, Max is happy to see his father, and the duo immediately get along. Moments after Fletcher arrives, Jerry, Audrey's boyfriend, comes to pick her up for an outing. Fletcher is uncomfortable seeing them affectionate. He packs his son's bags, and they leave shortly after. At Fletcher's firm, his senior partner Miranda needs a lawyer to fabricate evidence for her newest client, Richard Cole. In the meantime, Fletcher brings Max to the office. Fletcher realizes he has forgotten Max's birthday until his secretary Greta reminds him. Greta has already bought Max a present on his behalf. Fletcher asks Max to play in his office and asks Greta to cancel his itinerary for the day so he can spend time with Max. Out of the blue, Miranda approaches Fletcher about helping her with a case that night. He unhesitantly lies that he is free, missing Max's birthday celebration. In the meantime, Audrey and Jerry are on a date. Jerry proposes to Audrey while they eat. His proposal stuns her, especially because Jerry plans to relocate to Boston. Jerry tells her he wants her and Max to move to Boston with him. Lost for words, Audrey agrees. The following day, Fletcher is still working on the case files handed to him by Miranda. Max wakes up and interrupts him. It is the morning of Max's birthday, so Fletcher hands him the gift Greta bought. The facility is a baseball gear. Max is happy to receive the gift and wants to play catch with his father, but Fletcher says he can't, prioritizing work over his son once again. Max is hurt and walks away, dejected. Later, Fletcher returns Max to his mother. Jerry promises to play catch with Max and is excited since his father refuses to play catch with him. Before Audrey and Jerry leave, Audrey says she has something to discuss with Fletcher at Max's birthday party. Later, at the office, Fletcher and Miranda meet with his newest client, Samantha Cole, a gold digger who wants compensation and shared assets from her soon-to-be ex-husband, Richard Cole. Fletcher lies and fabricates evidence to support her case, impressing Miranda and Samantha. Samantha thanks him and leaves. Afterward, the impressed Miranda seduces Fletcher into getting promoted by engaging in sexual activity at work. Fletcher hesitates because of Max's birthday party, but Miranda overpowers him. At Max's birthday party, Max hopelessly waits for his father to show up. Audrey becomes worried and phones Fletcher. Fletcher misses Max's birthday party because he makes love to Miranda and promises to see Max the following day. Momentarily, Max has to make a wish. Max is sad that his father is absent, and Audrey tries to cheer him up. Max, who has had enough of Fletcher's compulsive lying, makes a birthday wish for him to be unable to lie for one day, and the desire is immediately granted. The following day, Fletcher bluntly tells Miranda that making love to her was a bad experience. She kicks him out of her apartment angrily. On the elevator, Fletcher makes an offensive comment toward a lady and gets smacked. Throughout the day, Fletcher is unable to tell a single lie. Through a string of humiliating events, he quickly learns he is powerless to conceal the truth or lie. Fletcher arrives in court later and cannot lie on Samantha's behalf. He instead suggests that she settle. When she refuses to settle, he pushes for continuance. Everyone is surprised at Fletcher's sudden awkward and concerning behavior. Confused about his sudden inability to lie, Fletcher forces himself to lie about the color of a blue pen but realizes he can't even write false statements. When Audrey phones him to confirm if he will still pick Max up from school, Fletcher says he can't and unintentionally reveals that he made love to Miranda when she asks why he missed Max's party. When Audrey drops Max off, Max reveals that he wished his father would tell that truth for one day. Audrey realizes his wish may have come through. Moments after, Fletcher phones Audrey and asks to meet up. Audrey angrily tells him that she and Max are moving to Boston with Jerry to shield Max from any future disappointments caused by Fletcher. Fletcher laments that it will be even more impossible to see Max if she moves, but she remains adamant. Fletcher drives off to meet Audrey, but he overspeeds and is stopped by an officer. Since he cannot lie, he confesses his traffic violations and unpaid tickets. His car is impounded, and he ends up arriving late to meet up with Audrey. Audrey is initially furious, but when Fletcher asks for one last chance, she agrees, remembering that Max already wished for Fletcher to tell the truth for a day. She reveals this to Fletcher, who suddenly realizes why he cannot lie. This revelation prompts Fletcher to visit Max at school. Max is happy to see his father. Fletcher then tells Max that his wish has come true. Fletcher proves this and begs Max to undo the wish. He brings him another cake and asks him to make another wish, but Max says he doesn't want his father to keep lying. Fletcher attempts to convince him to undo the wish, but Max doesn't want to. When Fletcher returns to the office, his truthfulness hurts Greta. Greta quits afterward, and Fletcher fails to convince her to stay. Because Fletcher can only tell the truth, she uses him to sabotage his employment by making him tell the truth about the company's board in a board meeting. Fletcher ends up revealing the horrible truths about the board. However, the board is instead amused, and Miranda is embarrassed when Fletcher addresses her derogatorily. At court, the key witness Kenneth Falk is eager to fabricate evidence to win the case. Still, Fletcher cannot do so since Falk and Samantha have been having an affair. Fletcher tries valiantly to put off the case, even beating himself up in the bathroom, but he cannot fabricate a continuance. When he returns to court, Fletcher almost loses the case after trying hard not to lie. Samantha yells at him, and Fletcher panics. However, Fletcher unintentionally learns that Samantha signed her prenuptial agreement as a minor without parental consent, seeing it as an opportunity to win the case. He successfully challenges the validity of it, knowing that he cannot refute the evidence of her adultery. His new argument gives Samantha a right to half of Richard's marital estate, or $11.39 million. Fletcher wins the case, honestly. Samantha is, however, adamant about challenging Richard's right to child custody in exchange for an additional $10,000 in child support payments each month. Fletcher doesn't want her to do this, but she insists. When the judge adjourns the case to a later date for a child custody hearing, Fletcher is disheartened as he witnesses Samantha yanking her weeping children away from Richard after realizing that he had corrupted her with his previous lies. Mr. Allen, the board chairman, is impressed with Fletcher's argument and shakes his hand, but Fletcher retracts his hand, feeling guilty. Fletcher is horrified by the verdict and demands that the judge reverse the decision. Still, the judge becomes irritated with him and has him arrested for contempt of court. Fletcher screams that he is meeting with his son and doesn't want to break his promise, but nobody listens to him. When Fletcher calls Audrey for help, she tells him their flight to Boston departs that evening. Max is disappointed and heartbroken as he and his mother prepare to leave for Boston. Greta discovers that Fletcher imposts his bail after realizing Fletcher has changed for the better. Fletcher is happy when he learns he has been fired and contemplates starting his law firm. Fletcher hurries to stop Max's plane, screaming he loves his son. Fletcher rushes to the airport because Max is his top priority, but Audrey and Max's plane has departed. In a last-ditch effort to catch the plane, he commandeers a moving staircase and chases after the airplane while on the runway. On the plane, Jerry confesses his love to Audrey, but she doesn't respond how he wants, hurting him. Suddenly, Jerry spots Max from outside the plane and calls his attention. He then makes the pilot stop the aircraft after he throws one of his shoes at the windshield. In the process, Fletcher crashes the mobile stairway, hurting himself. The plane finally comes to a stop. Audrey is surprised by Fletcher's actions, and he explains that he doesn't want to lose Max. Fletcher promises Max that he will spend more time with him while being carried on a stretcher. He tells Max that he loves him. Max is happy that Fletcher is telling the truth because of his wish, but Fletcher reveals that he can lie now that the 24-hour period has passed. When Max doubts him, Fletcher explains that telling the truth feels better. Max then tells his mother that he doesn't want to go to Boston, and Audrey decides to stay in California after Max decides to believe Fletcher. After a year, Fletcher and Greta establish their own little business. Fletcher and Audrey observe Max's birthday. Audrey asks Max to make a wish. After Audrey and Fletcher wish Max a happy birthday, he discovers they are kissing. When Fletcher asks Max if he wished for him and Audrey to reconcile, Max responds that his only wish was for rollerblades. The family settles back into their routine as Fletcher plays a game with his son called The Claw and chases Audrey and Max around the house. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Comment what you think I should recap next, and I'll see you in the next video.